subscription, also liking our videos, and also sharing it to your friends. To our new viewers, this is the Youth Ablaze Champions of Christchurch International. My name is Caleb, and with me I'm accompanied by my fellow colleagues who I'd like them to introduce themselves.
My name is Oliver.
My name is Grace.
And my name is Mara.
And together, I believe we're going to have a very wonderful learning experience. So, for today's episode, we are going to tackle on the topic, what is gender-based violence? We are going to define gender-based violence. We are going to highlight various myths that revolve around gender-based violence. We are going to see on ways that we can use to create more awareness on gender-based violence, not forgetting the various effects that they might have on both men and women. So, with that being said, Grace, how can you define gender-based violence?
So gender-based violence is basically violence directed to individuals based on their gender, sex, stereotypes, gender inequality, and perceived gender roles in the society. Gender-based violence can occur in various forms. We have domestic violence, we have sexual violence, or harassment. According to the current statistics, 34% of Kenyan women have reported physical violence.
It's not just physical, emotional and economic violence also. Emotional violence occurs when someone says or does something to make a person feel worthless or stupid. Economic violence involves controlling a person's financial resources.
Emotional violence takes the form of verbal abuse, intimidation, gaslighting, silent treatment, and also blackmail. Economic violence also takes the form of privation of employment, exploitation of earnings, destruction of property, and also refusal to provide basic needs.
So, in our communities, there are various dispelling myths that revolve around gender-based violence, and it is important to highlight a few of them. So, Grace, what are some of these myths that revolve around gender-based violence?
The first myth is that women are the only victims. It is in fact a reality that gender-based violence can happen to anyone, whether female or male. However, it is so sad that in our society, we have certain factors that may prevent male victims from speaking up. And that is why we have statistics being 34% of Kenyan women being able to speak up, while 1 in 6 men are able to speak up about abuse.
There is also the idea that gender-based violence is only physical. Gender-based violence can take many forms such as psychological violence, sexual violence, and emotional violence too.
Oh, the other myth is that gender-based violence only affects the poor people. It is a fact that gender-based violence transcends socio-economic status, occurring in every communities of both poor and wealthier, regardless of their wealth and education. Rich people face the fear of stigmatization and fear of public exposure.
So, the other myth that we can also talk about is that living an abusive relationship is easy. But in fact, there are various barriers, including financial dependency, social stigma, and also a lack of a very good support system. And identification of these factors is very crucial in making sure that we offer effective assistance to such individuals. So, in the book of John, chapter 13, verse 34, Jesus encourages us to love each other as He has loved us. When we show love and mutual respect, we help each other in combating in challenging these harmful misconceptions. So, Oliver, we as Christians, what can we do so that we can also create more awareness to even other people and also other youths in the community?
We can do that by listening to both men and women who have experienced gender-based violence. There is this Olympian runner who is known as Cheptegei, who was sexually abused by the ex-lover and was exposed to the public. Sexual violence occurs to 13% of sexual violence occurs to women. And there is this issue in 2021 where there is this man in Kibra who was sexually violated by the woman and was rescued by the community.
Secondly, we can educate the communities about the different types of gender-based violence, and this can take place in various platforms, for example, workshops and training sessions. We have digital campaigns. We also have public awareness campaigns, And we can also introduce work policies in various workstations to train on gender-based violence. And lastly, we can collaborate with NGOs or other advocacy groups to educate on the same.
We can also speak up against stereotypes, especially those that silence victims. In case you fall victim of gender-based violence, you can reach out for help by dialing the hotline 1195.
So, by the end of this episode, you can now clearly define gender-based violence. You can highlight various myths that revolve around gender-based violence. We can also see the various ways that we can create more awareness as Christians on the same, and also we can see also the various ways that gender-based violence affects both men and women. So watch out on our episode 2, where we'll be discussing about the various forms and examples of gender-based violence. Subscribe to this channel, like, and also share to your friends. Thank you, and God bless you.